9:36. This is Breakfast with Brian. Bill's gone. We've been talking sports all morning. I'm going to take a second here to talk to you about something. And I don't know how you feel about it. You can certainly call me. The numbers are up on the screen. If you've got the guts to. If you're a pot smoker, go ahead, call me. I'd love to talk to you. Because I got a problem with pot smokers right now this morning. And I just said to Tony House as he was going off the air, Tony, are you a pot smoker? Ever been one? He said, I've never done it in my life. Neither have I. And I don't care whether you smoke pot or not. Let me make that clear right from the beginning. I don't care if you smoke pot. If that's your thing, it's illegal. I'm not going to get into the argument about whether it's legal or illegal, okay? Because that's not what this rant is all about. It's not whether it's legal or illegal at all. I don't care if you smoke pot. Make no bones about that. I went crazy when I discovered that the Canadian government, as liberal as we are, decided that they were going to allow, Health Canada was going to allow under this medical marijuana access regulations, they were going to allow people who apparently say that they need to smoke pot because it cures what ails them. Well, you know what? I need to drink single malt scotch to cure what ails me. There's not a hope in hell that anyone's going to pass any kind of legislation to help me out with that. You know what I mean? When I get a little bit depressed, when I get a little bit happy, when I get a little bit bored, I like to have a single malt now and then. That's not the nub of my argument. A medical marijuana grower, this is out of today's news. A medical marijuana grower in Leslieville has been busted for drug trafficking after allegedly producing millions of dollars worth of pot over what was legally allowed. In other words, according to the RCMP, the Canadian government allowed this guy, his name is Ping Ling, or Ping Jiang, he's 44 of Toronto, he's been charged now, to have a license to grow pot. But it was supposed to be used under the regulations governed by Health Canada's medical marijuana access regulations. They broke into his property, which is now near the East End, downtown Toronto. They found 2,200 more plants than were legally permitted, with a street value worth about $2.2 million. The RCMP went on to say they estimate more than 50% of medical marijuana growing operations that the government has meted out have ties to someone who's been convicted of producing or trafficking drugs. The RCMP also claims a third of the operations they've investigated grow more pot than their licenses allow. So this guy was given carte blanche by the government to grow weed. They never bothered checking up on it at all. So naturally, he started growing a lot more, and he had people knock on his door from all over the city, and there's all kinds of people who smoke pot getting their dime bag and much more from him. He was making a fortune off of the largesse, I would say, of our government. That's still not what bothers me, what this rant is about. Here's what my problem is with you pot smokers. It's where you smoke it. I happen to live in a building. I've been there for 23 years. Condominium cum rental, above the norm, a little above, the middle ground as far as places to live are concerned. It's right on the border of North York and Scarborough. I've seen and it reflects the changing face of Scarborough and North York as the years have gone and different ethnic groups come into our city. It changes all the time, but by and large, it's a trouble-free, safe, clean, immaculate building. And, from time to time, it's gone through different ownerships. There's been ups and downs to it. But it's been the place I've called my home for years. I've spent it doesn't matter. I spent a fortune living in this particular place, quite happily. Good neighbors all around me, by and large. But recently, in one of the units close by us, which is rented out to the CMHA, which is the Canadian Mental Health Association, I've had 3 different groups of so-called recovering addicts or alcoholics who are placed out in society to get on with their lives have been placed in there. All 3 have turned out to be a disaster because they're not supervised by CMHA. That's not my beef. I certainly want people to be able to get on with their lives, to improve their lives, to recover from serious addictions they've had. I'm all for that. But I've got women and children, we have women and children living in residences like this all over the city. Your city, my city, wherever it is. And nothing sickens me more than night and day, as is happening right now with the unit on my building, that's got these recovering drug addicts who are not supposed to be touching anything, who move all their buddies in, and they spend the entire day sitting around the floor smoking weed. You walk in, you get off the elevator on your floor, and it stinks. It stinks. And everybody on the floor who have their children, they're doing their school lessons, they're watching TV, they're getting about their life, ordinary people, are getting stunk out of their living room. It stinks when they go out in the balcony and smoke it because it comes up into all the windows above you. It stinks when they're in the house and smoke it. It only takes one person to light one joint up, and it stinks the whole place out, never mind 7 or 8 of them, sitting constantly all day and all night doing that, and then it leads to God knows what else. Do you think you can stop them from doing it? Do you think that all of us that are paying rent, getting on with their lives, who've got our doors taped up with towels underneath it, who are sitting watching our beloved Maple Leafs of an evening, going, God almighty, our apartment stinks, because some potheads, like you if you're a smoker out there, don't have the courtesy to go out and stand in the middle of the football field somewhere and smoke your weed. You couldn't care less about the little kids who can't get to sleep below you or above you because of the stench from your weed. It drives me crazy. Do you think you can stop them? I've gone to the door. I've had it out with them. I don't want to get on with these people because they're junkies. I don't want someone coming to my door in the middle of the night. We get our property people to go to the door and talk to them. Please stop it. Do you think they care? No. They couldn't give a damn about all those around them, but you can't evict them. You can't evict them because they're there under the auspices of the CMHA. We have to take them to court, go through court for 3 years, while these guys are sitting there stinking us out and ruining our lives. The police are sick and tired and don't have the time, although they keep on getting called, to come and knock on their door and arrest them for possession of pot or worse. Their hands are tied. They can't go in unless they've got a search warrant. They haven't got the time or the energy or the inclination because they've got much more serious things to deal with it. So this is my beef, this is my rant with you goddamn friggin' potheads. I don't care how much of it you smoke. I don't care if you smoke your lungs up so you can't cough anymore. I don't care if you ruin your eyesight and that of your friends and the dogs that are living in your apartment. I don't care. Just don't do it around us. Go do it outside somewhere where you're not affecting anybody. God damn it, it's wrong. It's wrong, and when things are wrong and you can't do anything about it, it drives me crazy. And these goddamn pot smokers, like this guy here who just got caught in a bust yesterday, and by the way, I'm involved with the drug squad because you have to get involved with them. They're so overrun in this city. To get anything done about it with these idiots, if you don't have to wait for 4 years to go through the courts and finally get some judge who's bored out of his mind dealing with these cases all day long, you got to go and build a case. Meanwhile, for all the years it takes to go through court, your life is ruined by these sons of bitches who couldn't care less about you or your family and what they're doing to you because they just can't stop smoking that pot. The government gives out licenses to grow the damn stuff. As soon as they do it, they take advantages of the bloody license to make themselves more money, to give it to the idiots that are living in my apartment. Ruining my life. And everyone else who lives in there. God damn it, it's wrong. We have to put some kind of stop to it and stop handing out these bloody licenses for these idiots to grow pot for people who allegedly need it to get by on to cure their ails. Bullshit. They're just using it to supply everyone else in the city and line their own pockets, and they're doing it legally. Idiots. Idiots. That's what Anthony Tortera says. I'm out of here. I got to cool down.